Aerial shots show a lake with mountains rising dramatically in the background.
For thousands of years, people maintained a harmonious balance within the unique ecosystem of the San Luis Valley. It is the ancestral homeland of many tribal nations, including the 3 Ute tribes, who lived off the land in ways that maintained a flourishing ecology. Today, the White House and Congress have united with funding from the Inflation Reduction Act and sent $161 million to the Bureau of Land Management to encourage restoration. The Bureau will use the funds to improve local economies and help the environment.
On a map of the United States and Canada, boundaries for the restoration landscapes appear over the western states and Alaska, culminating in a map of the San Luis Valley restoration landscape in southern Colorado.
Through restoring 21 ecosystems in 11 states, building on successes like this one in Colorado to restore the Blanca wetlands.
Heather Dutton from the San Luis Valley Conservation District, a Caucasian female with long brown hair and wearing sunglasses and jeans, walks along the edge of a small reservoir.
The public provided years of local input, and partners like Heather Dutton of the San Luis Valley Conservancy District have a vested interest in seeing the valley restored to full health, including at places like Shaw Reservoir.
It looks like just a wonderful recreation resource, which it is, but the water inside of it is what is critical to both the district and the BLM.
Heather points toward the water. A man in the back of a pickup truck holds a small net, allowing water to pass through from a tank's outlet valve, and then empties a bucket into the water. Birds wade through the water, and juvenile fish swim underneath the surface.
A thing that a lot of people don't realize when they come to the San Luis Valley and they see the incredible habitat that exists on that landscape, it requires a lot of work and a lot of management by people to take care of it and make it a place that's a haven for birds and wildlife and other species. And so to bring water to these areas, we have to have functioning infrastructure. So together, BLM and the Conservancy District are using our money from the IRA to update this reservoir.
A sign reads, "Reel in and recycle. Please recycle your monofilament fishing line here." A tree grows out of the lake.
To update our ditches and to enter into partnerships where we're sharing water to make it work harder.
A group of parked dirt bikes is shown from a low angle. Mick Daniel is shown with a group of fellow riders.
Building a recreation economy is important to Mick Daniel of San Luis Valley Great Outdoors. A partner of the BLM, his goal is to ensure outdoor recreation on public land is available to all and that the jobs this creates stay in the community.
We have a whole program of Hispanic outdoor leaders that are now working for San Luis Valley Great Outdoors.
Mick Daniel, a Caucasian male with a short white beard and baseball cap, speaks to the camera.
They just had an outdoor interest, and we worked with them to work within their communities to activate space. So they lead mountain bike rides, they lead hikes for the elderly.
Mick is shown talking with multiple dirt bike riders as they stand in a circle. Across the landscape, 3 dirt bikes follow a trail toward the camera.
They lead trail runs in our communities, just getting people outside. Here's someone like me in the outdoors doing something that I'm curious about, and we hope that that kind of breaks down that barrier and reconnects people to really something that, as a taxpayer, as someone living here in the valley, it's their right to have access to.
An aerial shot of a valley showing rocky outcroppings peeking through green vegetation. A large rock with a wagon wheel carved into its face marks the beginning of a trail.
A critical route to Native Americans and early Spanish settlers called Lime Kiln Trail is getting attention today as a recreation hotspot.
A lot of these historic trails, they're hard to maintain, right? They weren't designed for mountain bikes and motorcycles. The San Luis Valley is larger than the state of Rhode Island.
A large rock carving of a Native American towers over an informational kiosk. An aerial view follows a rough trail before the camera tilts up, revealing a stunning vista of the valley from high altitude.
Almost as big as Vermont, to put it in perspective. So just in one part of Colorado, in this landscape, we're bigger than entire states. There's just an immense amount of work to do.
A man jumps down from a Colorado Parks and Wildlife pickup truck. A BLM employee chats with a group of dirt bike riders. Water rushes over rocks in slow motion.
It's work any single organization cannot do alone. collaboration is key. This is what sustained the health of the valley for millennia, and it's what Ute Mountain Ute tribal elder and Bear Dance chief Terry Knight Sr. says will give it the best shot at recovery.
Bear Dance chief Terry Knight Sr., an elderly Native American man, walks toward the camera using a polished wooden walking stick. He is wearing a blue denim button-up shirt, sunglasses, and a baseball cap featuring the Colorado State logo.
It's a us thing, not a white man's thing, not an Indian thing. It's a us thing. Together we can do this, but it has to be a cooperative effort to do that, because this is life right here. And my elder said, water is the blood of God. That's his blood.
Small shrubs twitch in the wind while water runs through, with sand dunes in the background. A tight shot of water rushing over rocks and gently flowing through watercress. Cattails wave in the wind in front of a small lake.
God, that's why it's everywhere and it's in everything, they said. So be careful with them, so that they can come up to some kind of idea of what they want and sit down and get into the spirituality, get into the reality of things. How we're going to do this. He asked the machines, the tribal people have the knowledge, spiritual knowledge.
A time lapse of the sun setting on the horizon, with clouds blowing across the orange-hued sky.
You put it together, and then you never know. To do it, this thing could be beautiful again. Beautiful again.
The film ends with the Bureau of Land Management logo, along with a graphic of the title, Land, Water, and Wisdom, Reimagining Landscape Restoration in the San Luis Valley. The credits show the contributors to this film, directed by Chris Lett, narrated by Krista Baruman, photography by Chris Lett and Liam Huyn, aerial photography by Robert Isley and Matt Dutton. Additional production support provided by the BLM's National Training Center. Special thanks to the Ute Mountain Ute Nation, BLM San Luis Valley Field Office staff, the BLM Colorado State Office, and Colorado Parks and Wildlife.